Are you stressed out from the world being on fire? With the cost of living, the stuff going on in public schools, the threat of war constantly, the irrational news that is constantly at you. It's just chaos all the time. There's always a problem. It's very easy for us to become really stressed. And I think it's really important to look at different things we can do to help combat that stress so we can make it through this crazy life that we are going through. And it is just right now, it's like the whole world is a one big dumpster fire. There's just so many crazy things constantly. Violence is rising. There's just lack of all kinds of services and things like that to help people. So I think it's really important for us to look at that and make sure that we are able to keep our stress levels down, because stress can really make us sick and cause a lot of problems in our life that we do not need. So today I thought I'd just go over a few things that we like to do to help reduce stress, because it can be such a huge problem for anyone. So there's a few different things that we do to help reduce stress in our home, and I thought I would share them today. I think it's so important to make sure that we're able to keep that stress down and still function. I mean, it gets hard to function some days, as crazy as everything is. So one of the first things that we always do is prep. If we've got things prepared and we've got backup in our pantry, backup emergency supplies, all that stuff, when we've got that, it really helps reduce stress. I know that if I get sick and I'm out of work for weeks or months, that my family is going to still eat. We may not have electricity if I don't have money for that, but we're going to eat. We have food, we have all the supplies that are going to sustain us. So making sure that we have that is super important. And I know with the cost of everything, it can be extremely difficult, but just looking around and working out those sales and picking up the most you can for what you have is definitely a great thing to do. And that is a big stress reliever for me. I'm not worried about if my family's going to eat or how they're going to eat and how we're going to protect ourselves. Those things are covered. I know that we're going to be okay, even in a longer term emergency. So prepping is definitely right up there on my list of things to do to reduce stress. The next thing we always do is less news and TV. It will just keep your anxiety right over the top. You can sit and watch the news all day long and they just regurgitate the same crap over and over and over. It is so bad for you. Once you know what's going on out there, that's enough for the day. Really, I like to check in later at night. I check in with the news, see what's going on. I try to be very selective with it, and what's happening right now, what's gone on today, things like that. I don't need to hear the same things over and over, because it just stresses me out. And making sure that we're having less of that. And I like to do it in the evening time when I am calm and no one else is around me. So I'm not getting all worked up talking about it with people, because it does really send me right over the edge, some of the things that are going on. The next thing that we do is we can lean on God in our church families. Just having that relationship, you can rely on God to help you. And, have you ever heard that saying, give it to God? This is a great time to do that. You just give it to him. Let him deal with it. And your church family, they are very kind and sweet and caring. And it's wonderful, even if you're, not asking for help. I'm not really saying that, but I mean, they may be able to help you, and it may be something they want to do if they know you need help. But sometimes just a cup of coffee, really, having that moment with someone to, just talk about life and things that are good in your life, or even some of those stressful things. You can help see other viewpoints and things like that. And a lot of times the people that are in your church have very similar views, so you realize you're not alone. The next thing, and this is something I think a lot of us struggle with because we are too proud, we do not want to ask, but asking for help can be a big stress reliever. Sometimes those little things can really take a lot of stress off us and make us not think about them so much. If we are lacking in food or, supplies or anything, if there's something that we need, it's okay to reach out and ask for it. Sometimes we just have to let that pride go and ask. It's all you have to do. There are lots of people out there that want to help, but they don't know who to help and who needs it. So if you don't ask, a lot of times you're just not going to get what you need. And the next thing that I like to use a lot of are herbs. There are tons of herbs out there that are great for stress. They really can help calm you down. There's some that are like sedatives. There are just lots and lots of herbs out there. So I would like to share 10 herbs that I think are really important to help us reduce that stress, calm us down, and just keep our bodies so we're not all rigid and wild all the time, because we really are living in these crazy times. So I think it's really important that we reduce that stress the best that we can to help us think clearly and do the things we need to do. So a lot of times when I'm watching that news late at night, I'm sipping on a lovely herbal tea to help calm me down, get me ready for bed, because they are definitely relaxing. And I just really love teas, but you can use any of these herbs in a multitude of different ways. You can use essential oils for stress. You can use your herbs for teas. You can make infusions. You can do so many things with them. You can make salves that are definitely great for helping relax, calm down, sedative type, things that you can use. So the first herb on my list that I love is lemon balm. It is super easy to grow. It helps with stress, anxiety. It is wonderful and it tastes delicious in your teas. So it gives that really nice lemony flavor. So lemon balm, definitely the top of my list. Number 2 on my list is lavender. We all know how relaxing lavender is. You can use essential oils, lavender salves, lavender shampoo. You can put lavender in just about anything. It's even pretty good in your teas if you just throw a little bit of lavender herbs right in there. Number 3 on my list is chamomile. Chamomile is another one of those that just helps relax your body, and it is absolutely wonderful for sleep, depression, all kinds of stuff. I love chamomile, and it tastes delicious with that lemon balm in the tea. Number 4 is valerian. Valerian is excellent to help you sleep if you wake up a lot during the night, things like that. If you're not getting proper sleep, that can also cause stress. So making sure you're sleeping really good is important, and valerian is wonderful. And number 5 is not just for cats. Catnip is wonderful to help ease anxiety. It's also really good for your skin too. You can use catnip in a lot of different ways, and I think it is a wonderful herb to use. Number 7 on my list is ashwagandha. You can find this in pill form at just about any place that sells vitamins, and you can get the powders. You can grow this yourself in some areas. Ashwagandha is wonderful for relieving stress and helping with keep those hormones down that get your stress levels up. Number 8 on my list is St. John's wort. This grows wild all over the place. It's really easy to find. I love St. John's wort because it's an antidepressant. Another one of those things that's going to help lift you up and not have all of that ugh. We need that in this world that we're living in. We really need to be lifted up and as happy as we possibly can be. Number 9 on my list is passion flower, another really delicious herb in teas. I think it is wonderful. You can do tinctures, you can do so many different things. It really is great for reducing stress and anxiety and helping you relax. And number 10 on my list is skullcap. Skullcap is another one of those herbs that's wonderful. It's actually a sedative and has been used that way for thousands of years. It's wonderful. They have American skullcap that grows pretty well around, and it can be used in a ton of different ways. So whether you are able to grow your herbs, which I think is the best way to go, you know exactly what's in it, you know exactly what you're getting when you grow your own. Sometimes if you're not buying organic and you're purchasing them other places, you're not really sure how it's grown or what is done to it, or how old it is. And you know, herbs are wonderful. When you first grow them and dry them out for your own use, they're going to be great for 2 to 3 years usually. So if you get enough to last you a few years, you don't have to continue to grow it every single year. It is one of those things. But all of these herbs can be taken in a multitude of different ways. I'll put links in the description if there's something that you're looking for, of ones that I have purchased or would purchase. But they are definitely, if you can grow it, that's your best way. It's not going to cost you anything, just a little bit of your time, maybe a couple dollars for seeds. But a lot of these are going to just keep regrowing year after year after year. And then that initial investment, you know, really looks like nothing over time. So there are tons of things we can do to help reduce stress. And I think herbs are one of a multitude of things that we can do, but they are absolutely wonderful and natural. And there's not a whole lot of side effects when you use herbs that way. So herbs can definitely be a big one. And we use them a lot in our household because they're natural. We can grow them and forage them, and it doesn't really cost anything once we've got them going. If you have other ways that you help reduce stress in your life, put them in the comments down below. Let's help each other. This world really does feel like it's on fire, and we need to do the best we can to get through this, and helping each other really helps keep your heart full. And I love that. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.